Students, today we are going to see the power of symbol in Far Cry from Africa. Far Cry from Africa is written by Derek Walcott, and because it is a modern poem, it has a lot of use of symbol and symbolism, and that gives multiple meaning to the text. So, in the very opening lines, when you see a wind is ruffling the tawny pelts of Africa, Kikiu, quick as flies. Now, Kikiu is a bird that is native to Africa, and because it is native to Africa, it gives the image of Africa. And Kikiu is also a bird in Africa, so it becomes a symbol of African and Kenyan identity because it is native to Kenya. And Kikiu in itself is very important because Kikiu is also a bird, Kikiu is also kind of grass, and Kikiu is also a tribe. So we can see this is Kikiu bird, this is an image of Kikiu tribe, and this is Kikiu grass. Now because when he is talking about the tawny pelt, naturally he is talking about the Kikiu grasslands, and then he is also talking about the African people, the native people, the aboriginals who are killed and whose blood streams flow. So with one image of a Kikiu bird, he has also created the image of Kikiu tribe and Kikiu grassland. So this is the beauty of Walcott's writing, that by using one word he has referred to three different things. Then we see that he uses a lot of metaphors, he uses a lot of images that we have already talked about. He talks about blood streams of the Veldt, and he talks about corpses scattered through the paradise. And then he uses this metaphor of a worm that feeds on dead bodies. And that's why he gives it the name kernel of carrion, because carrion is the dead body. So they feed on the carrion, so they are called the kernel of carrion. Now you can reread this line again. Who is the kernel of carrion? The worm. So people who are warmongers, they are like these worms who are feeding upon dead bodies. So he sees these people who are causing war as degraded, as not human, and they are like worms eating on dead bodies. So there is of course pun and double intention in the use of worm, kernel of carrion, and this metaphor is beautifully delivered by Derek Walcott. Then there is this image of ibis. Ibis is also a bird that is very native to African identity, and it also is related to the socio-religious identity of Africa. For many centuries, sacred ibis, along with two other species in lesser numbers, were commonly mummified by the ancient Egyptians. So it's an Egyptian symbol as a votive offering to the god Thoth. Thoth, whose head is that of an ibis, is the ancient Egyptian god of wisdom and reason, and thus of truth, knowledge, learning and study, and writing and mathematics. So it's about the African identity. It's also the same god is also the god of death. And this god has sometimes the face of an ibis or sometimes the face of a baboon, and it is also very much related to African consciousness. So the sacred ibis was considered the living incarnation of Thoth on earth. So that's why Walcott has used the image of ibises. Then this is the picture of Thoth. You can see that how it is beaked like a bird, like an ibis. And then we go on to see that the whole poem is a satire on white supremacy, and that is also done through various images. So without just saying it, he gives images. At one place he talks about white peace, but he doesn't talk about peace as it is conceived in other places, but he talks about peace as white peace contracted by the dead. So when you kill people, there is peace. So this is a peace that is very stifling peace, that is not peace at all, but it is a paradox in its own way, because it is the silence of dead people. And again, peace has been given a color, white peace. Peace is often associated with color white, But that also shows white supremacy, because black is thought evil and white is thought to be good, of all things peaceful and serene. We see that the same kind of white supremacy that is there in the lines where Walcott writes, wipes hand on the napkin of a dirty cause. So the cause was dirty, the genocide was dirty, but they were trying to prove by some ideology that it was right. And the gorilla wrestles with the Superman. This is about racial discrimination. Like, who is the gorilla? The black man is represented by the gorilla, because the Western anthropological studies thought that the black people are in the early stages of development, and so they are more closer to the Neanderthal man or the ape or the gorilla, and they thought about themselves that because they are white, they are superior than all other races, and they have achieved the highest pedestal of civilization. They are the most civilized, they are the bringers of light, and they are there to civilize the whole world, and the whole ideology of colonization worked in their mindset. And this is how Derek Walcott brings it out, that it was violent and there was pain, but the white man's responsibility in the violence was greater. We will study the poem A Far Cry from Africa, and we will analyze the poem with it, and we will see the symbols when we will discuss the poem in detail in the next lecture. Thank you.